Crank 'em up. Hi, this is the Grinch. You're watching Chasin Tails, episode 33, running late like Jack Lupton starts. What's going on, guys?
Man,
Starting
it's,
out with some
it's
heat.
one of those episodes where we're just going to kind of wing it. We got a little bit to
Wing
go
it.
on, but man, I think got started off. This has been pretty incredible. We started this thing obviously. What would you say? 33 episodes ago. I don't even remember what month that was, but it's been a lot of fun.
Ah,
I've
it's
Yeah,
talked
it
more
is.
boat racing than I thought I could.
it's been pretty good. I think some ideals that we've laid down on this podcast, I think they has transpired into reality and at some races and some race sites is taking some of our comments to heart and some things are changing here and there and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that we got followers. It's pretty cool that we've been on doing it this long and haven't just said, "All right, this is stupid." Uh, so yeah, I'm liking it.
Yeah.
About you, Austin.
I was shocked how many people were willing and almost jumping to hop onto the podcast. I know just at the races alone, we've had multiple people, 3, 4 people a weekend come up and ask to come on the pod and talk about certain topics, or even just say that they like the idea of it and getting the information out to everyone, because we like to keep it a little niche in boat racing, and it's got to stop.
No doubt. Yeah, I think one of the coolest things is, like you said, the amount of people come on, and I think it kind of took us by surprise, and we got to do a little bit better in 2025, being organized, having people lined up weeks in advance, kind of promote them. We did real good with Steve Davids coming on. We were like a week ahead of schedule with that one. But just things like that. Just we're gonna have a lineup. I think when we talk about Dan Canfush and Mike Monahan coming on at the same time, that'd be a fun one. Obviously,
Those
we
guys
got
got some good input on carburetors. I can tell you that.
tweaking them things. We got Bud Keating wants to come on. Obviously, he's got a ton of industry knowledge. He's worked at Dart Machinery, all kinds of places. I can't keep up with his LinkedIn profile. It's always changing. So we're gonna have a lot of cool things going on there. But yeah, definitely have changed. I think it's nice to be in a roundtable discussion. We start bouncing ideas, the comments start going off, and we just come up with cool things. Obviously, we brought up this week of the rental boat ideal, and obviously Ronnie got a lot of calls and stuff talking about, hey, is my boat getting rented out? He's like, everybody thinks you're parking the GP, you're getting an unlimited ride, they're renting the GP, they're renting the 2.5. I was like, yeah, I probably should
Should
have used a different boat
elaborated.
for that one.
Yeah, the
But
graphic
the
did look pretty convincing.
yeah, well, you never know, man. Might have to. You guys,
Hey,
you guys mess up. We're gonna put somebody
hey,
else in it, whatever
gotta
it
keep the
takes.
foot down.
But yeah, I can't. The amount of response we got on that, I got like 4 of my car racing buddies that would love to try it, which helps too because they're in the Spec Racer Ford, so they've done this rental program before, so it could kind of guide us, things like that. And a lot of people talking about it, and I think it got brought up that what's the next step from a APBA driving school? Really, you got to go buy a boat. So if you could kind of ease your way into it, make sure it's right for you. Make sure you go in between them tails and you don't poop your pants. Like it'd be a good thing. So hopefully we can get something off the ground there.
Yeah, I
At
talked to
least you poop
Bert.
your pants.
I messaged Bert a little bit today, and I brought up we brought up the fact that you were talking about the rental boat and whatnot, and I also asked him, what about a raffle boat? Could we get that going, organize that? And he said he's willing to help out what he can do. So it might be a raffle boat in the future too. To that happened in the past where sold tickets until obviously you have to sell enough to cover the cost of the boat, or it just won't happen. So you know, it happened in the past. A boat was sold. It was won. It brought a 2.5 into the class, so that was just one more out in the water, which is pretty cool. So it would be pretty cool to do that as well. I think we can head up probably both programs. We can try to do that.
Right.
We can just keep pushing the rental boat in here and the raffle boat, and let's just try to grow inboard even more.
Yeah. Well, and you know we probably got them people out there that are like, "Oh, you're only talking about this to get your Honda roll pass." Well, it's really not our
No.
Honda roll. We're truly thinking of the future of the sport, and it's got exciting. Like I said, you can go back to that episode after Cambridge. We weren't all about the Honda. We were kind of against it, but the more we learned in the past 3 months digging into it, I mean, this motor's resilient. You got a guy like Tremblay up there running 3 years, and it's got 195 compression across the board, 4% leak down. You can't get that out of a 2300 new. So I mean, it just shows that you can do these programs and you don't have that extra cost every year. Like, oh, okay, if the guy runs 3 races, I'm gonna have to rebuild my motor, stuff like that. Like, it's gonna run 3 5 years at least. I think it could run 10 years, judging by what we've seen in other sports. So it kind of energizes that. Think of the Y boat class when, like Bobby said, you did the for sale boats and that class exploded. Now it kind of got out of hand and it's losing its pizzazz a little bit, but obviously we've seen it work in APBA inboard, not even talking HRL, APBA inboard. So try to put them things back in place and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can do the rental boat, we can do a for sale boat, we can do a raffle boat. I mean, I think we need to look at all avenues to try to get more participation into inboard. I know in the past the for sale boat was a 1 liter mod. I would like to see it as a 2.5 stock. Um, and then the raffle boat. I mean, I think again, I think 2.5 stock. I mean, or 1 liter stock, because 1 liter stock would be cool, but I don't know how many people you'd want to get to purchase to try to bring 1 liter stock, in. But that's something that if we did do a raffle boat, that would probably be Bert Henderson's decision what class it would be. Um, and then I do want to point out on this whole Honda thing, we're pushing it, and then
Well, they also asked about the IRC call.
yeah, that's
how we
that
feel that went.
I think it was positive. I think there's a lot of questions. The IRC needs to do some research on ECUs, on how many different sports run ECUs, and because right now inboard racing is in the stone ages with engine programs. Um, and I know a lot of people are scared to take that step over to an ECU or something like that, but we're the only ones not doing it. So, it's hard to convince people. It's hard, it's like it's hard to train a dog new tricks. Did I say
Yeah,
that right? Yeah. Okay.
something like that.
But like, I just want to point out, everyone's saying that we're doing it for ourselves, blah, blah, blah. They want to say this, say that. I drive for Greg Barker S9 Rewinder that has a Ford and will not switch and is against the Honda. I think it was 1 out of 5 against the Honda out of 30 surveys that we sent out. I'm going against what my owner wants, but I'm doing it because I honestly think this is the future. It's going to help the class. It's going to help these mid-pack boats be more competitive with the front runners. Obviously, the front runners now are always going to be front runners,
Yeah,
but it's
cream
going to help
always
these
rides
guys
to the
step
top.
up in competition because you don't have to figure out the right cam timing, the right ignition timing, or this trick or that trick, or this with that carburetor, or spend numerous days on the dyno figuring all this out. It's you get the engine, boom, you will be more competitive than you were, guaranteed.
Right. I mean, they're already spec boats. I mean, look above you, the Sam Horner's old boat. It's Woody's got it now. It's still a fast boat. The other one up there to your right is Dobus's boat.
Yep.
They're all the same. They're probably maybe some are a little heavier than other, but other than that, they're all the same boat. I mean,
All these
yes,
boats are the same except that yellow thing back there that's
yeah,
floundering. Um,
getting a double Kennedy treatment.
but that one has a Honda in it, and guess what?
No,
It won the
it's competitive.
championship in HRL.
Yep.
It won the
Yep.
championship. It went to not being that competitive, to putting a Honda in it, to being super competitive and putting up great lap times compared to the top Fords and the top Hondas in the F class. So it's just shows you that it's going to make a non-competitive boat really competitive.
Mhm.
Um,
It just bridges the gap a little bit.
yeah.
Like I said, cream will always rise to the top, but you're trying to bridge that gap. Um, and we've seen it work. That's the thing. It's not brand new. It's been run for 4 years, and we've seen it when top teams get it and all these different people. It's not just like, say, a slower boat, old heavy boat running it. We've seen it work. And I know the other thing that was brought up once is a newer motor. Sure, maybe. But this is one of the most popular motors out there. And we know everything now. Eric's done all the legwork.
So
Like,
I know,
even down the wiring. Like,
I
it's
know they
easy.
were talking. People were talking about this Mazda that they're running, that they're going to bring over in Australia, and someone wants to work on in the United States to bring it in APBA. Well, I was talking to Kim, who's doing that over in Australia. He decided that Mazda would not be a good choice over here because there wasn't that many made over here compared to the Honda.
Right.
So, yeah, it might be more recent, but you're not going to have that many of them. And people want to right now are like, oh, well, will there be that many of them? Well, then you already can count out the Honda. I mean, not the Honda. You already count out the Mazda. So,
Yeah.
anyway, I just wanted to point out that I drive the S9, and it's not in my garage. It's in Greg Barker's garage. I drive for him, and we were not putting in a Honda, but I fully support the Honda coming in.
Yep.
Fair.
And we'll have a gearbox with his name on it whenever he decides to do it. Since that was a concern of his.
We'll just hang it on the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll buy him the gearbox.
Yeah. But other than that, in APB, I think we got some rule proposals. I
Yeah.
put in one, I think, might upset some people, but whatever. To up the weight in the GP to be the same as HRLs. A lot of the West Coast boats are already heavy. And again, it's trying to bridge the gap. Us lighter boats can put the weight where we want it and balance boat, but we don't have right now. I think it's like 2,700 for APBA. That's super light. We can get there, but why? We never ran with lighter weight than HRLs last year, and I just think it just helps them. I mean, obviously repairs are going to happen over years when Bobby drives, so we're going to start getting heavier and heavier. So it is a self-serving rule. What else you seen come across your desk, Austin? You got any rules? I know your mom's probably been burning your ear.
I
You
mean,
think I'd have the ability to listen to all that?
I looked at
No.
some of them. I think there's one in there for what?
Camshafts?
For the 2.5. Gildemaster put it in. So
yeah, it's for roller rockers.
Roller
There's
rockers.
obviously every year there's a starting procedure rule, which I'm all for. After crashing the skiff, I'll be the one that like ruined the establishment.
Now
that wouldn't have happened if we established our lane at the 1 minute pin. But
all right, so the roller rocker, roller rockers for the Ford 2300 2.5 stock class. That would, I think, allow these cams and everything a longer life.
Yeah. Who was that guy who used to run it? Remember Bert drove his boat? It was like the yellow one, the 320.
That's 320. I forget his name.
That thing's had a different sound to it.
That dude, he had bigger cams in it too. Because
I think he won the nationals or something, Austin, and they just took the valve cover off and we're like, all right, we're done.
So I remember one time I was on a hot winning streak, and Bert Henderson and that guy, they were at Cambridge, Maryland, and we went down, we hit the start, went down the back stretch, and this dude just walks me, boy. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, what the hell? Something happened. They black flagged or red flagged the race. They come in, and I'm just like, anyone got $200? Where's my wallet? I'm like, I gotta go get this boat tore down. I walked up to Jim Happy. I walked up to Jim Happily, and I'm like, hey, I gotta tell you something before I get back in my boat for this next heat. He goes, what's that? I'm like, you know that S320? Here's $200, man. I'm tearing it down today. And he goes, oh, no. You keep your money. This one's on the inspector. We're going to tear him down. we went out there. Hit the start. I'm looking. I'm like, I'm watching my mirrors. I'm like, where's Bert? He must have heard he's getting tore down. He didn't come. I could not even find him on that race course.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, oh
That's
man,
great.
but yeah, dude, they were changing cams and everything, and that Bert even admitted it. He's like, yeah, they
Yeah.
got some funky shit in there.
Hey, that's all right. Couple people in the comments talk about GPA format, trying to get points awarded for time trials, I believe, because the format currently doesn't allow it. But that's another thing we heard that we probably weren't supposed to hear. And once you hear it, it comes on Chasin Tails. Sorry, but APBA is trying to do a standardized point system, 400, 300, whatever, for everyone because of doing the new trackside thing. I think that's a mistake. Obviously, Timmy mentioned that it's going to hurt points better. If anything, I think we can't count that high, so we need to go to lower points. I like the 25 points.
Can we keep it did single digits so
single
I can count
digits?
my hand?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
scary.
I don't think that point system. I mean, that's an unlimited point system, I believe.
Yeah. And
No.
I think he said outboards run it, but and I mean maybe we'd get used to it. What would be cool is if someone, obviously Timmy's probably he's probably already done it. But like HRO, when they were looking at different points, they took all the points from a season, put them in a spreadsheet, changed them all to like if we had this thing, and they could see that, oh wow, it tightened up the championship a lot.
Yeah.
So that's just, you got to do that, and then maybe take that back to
I mean, granted, HRL's point system, it doesn't matter what they use, it tightens up just because of their format, and they all race at the same races all the time
exactly
as a group, versus APBA where we're so far. You got the East Coast and you got the West Coast. Brings up my idea I've had for years: split it down the Mississippi.
That's it.
Split it down the Mississippi, because
East versus West showdown in Decatur.
Do that. I mean, I might be in Gunther, but I might be in Guntersville though.
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
I'll probably be in Guntersville.
I was thinking of that today. There's a lot of people going to miss Decatur. I mean, Andrew Tate will be down there. Like Corey Peabody probably would have drug his 350 there. There's a lot of 350s. Who knows if Bobby King, if their boat's coming out, there's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
it might not be good to keep the date.
Has Guntersville announced what they're trying to get done?
Well, it was told to me, so.
Well, if it's told to you, it's new.
So there is rumor. I do believe the schedule was coming out. They're gonna have those super stock. Sorry, Mike, shouldn't talk to me too much. Super stock, I think it is. Outboard catamaran offshores. So they'll run like their 5-mile course, just something different. And they're also talking, and I swear it was like right after Chasin Tails. They must have been listening about the tunnel boats. So hopefully they get that deal done. I mean,
if you get offshores and tunnel boats, then you have unlimiteds and Grand Prix. Holy crap! Look at that show.
Yeah,
you get to see
the powerhouses.
You get to see so many badass categories in one weekend.
And
but they need that.
Does a great job with that series.
Yeah, but
there's only one thing missing: Texas Tri-Halls.
Texas Tri-Halls.
If they bring Texas Tri-Halls, I'm in.
Oh my god! Yeah, same. They got to have rentals.
Ronnie, I know you're watching. Buy us a Texas Tri-Hall, man.
Like 3 of them.
Let's do it.
We'll swap out.
Let's do it.
Oh, I gotta find it. Where'd I
sell the skiff? Get 2 Texas Tri-Halls because they're not that expensive.
Did I send that video on our Facebook page?
Yeah. Just coming over.
I gotta find this.
The roll cage.
Oh, so and this is if people from Guntersville's listening, you guys are going to put on a badass show. Do yourselves a favor and advertise the crap locally to try to get fans. You guys got to start advertising now.
That's something that I think we talking with Steve kind of brought it in my attention that some of these race sites and APBA and board and GPA, we don't do enough of that. And Reed and Dave Villwalk even commented on our post and said back in the day, Budweiser, Circus, all them put a bunch of money into showing the point of sale event. We're going to be in Madison July 4th weekend. And I think that's something we can do on social media. There's a lot of these social media people that are like, here's the top 3 best restaurants in this area. We can do that on Chasin Tails. And then at the end it says, catch Grand Prix America there or whatever, catch APBA inboard there on these dates. Yep. So it's they actually go there and they're like, oh, cool. Yeah, that's a cool restaurant. And then at the end, we hook them in there's an event happening. So that's been one of my
thoughts. I mean, we can post hey, Guntersville, they could go there and they have this, and this. They have the Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly. You like Piggly that place, don't you?
Yeah, Piggly Wiggly. Yeah. Yep. So
But yeah, I mean,
and
that's definitely
Piggly Wiggly. Fuck.
it. Just messed up your head, didn't it?
It just messed up my head.
It's stuck in his mind now.
I can't remember. I remember when I seen it. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Really named Piggly Wiggly?"
But yeah, oh well, bouncing off of that, obviously, right after Gunnersville for Grand Prix America would be Madison. How about that concert lineup? That's got to be one of the best.
Dustin Lynch. Yeah,
yeah, and Randy Hauser.
Randy
That's got to
Hauser.
be the best 2 nights that a boat race has ever had
You
for
have the best
Americans.
2 nights. You have the best 2 nights. Then you have Unlimited, Grand Prix, 350, 2.5 stock, and Jersey Speed Skiffs.
It's going to be a good race.
Like, yeah, that is so. That's awesome. You're going to have. I mean, it would be cool just to be a fan. Like, if you were a fan and you were from down south and you got some vacation days, this is what I recommend. Oh, wait, Guntersville's. Oh, there they are.
The legends.
That is so awesome. This is what
Watch
we
this guy
need.
come up the inside right here. He's like, I'm gonna just flat send it. This kind of looks like what I tried doing the skiff, but
Like,
watch
get the
these guys
Texas
bounce off each other.
Get the Texas Tri-Halls at Guntersville, Madison.
Madison for sure. That would be epic.
Oh yeah.
Do a one pin turn.
I feel like that's like their course too.
This is it. Yeah.
Tight little rivers.
Did you see that deck flexing?
Yeah.
Dude, it's like whoa, whoa,
and I
whoa,
mean,
whoa,
they're
whoa.
on the buoy. They're buoy hunting right now. That guy went inside the buoy.
Hey, I give the Red Boat credit. He did not hit the buoy.
Yeah.
He did not.
He didn't lift.
I don't think he lifted until this
No, he did not.
sideways, and he goes back and picks up that buoy.
That buoy was just hit by like 3 boats. APBA needs to invest in whatever buoys they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
That was
but
epic.
yes, if you're Guntersville and you're Madison, get the Texas Tri-Halls on. But look, if you're from down south and you love boat
Has anyone
racing
yelled at him yet?
and you have some vacation time, go to Guntersville and then go to Madison. You're going to see 2 awesome race weekends because, like we said, Guntersville has 3 to 4, all these different classes: Unlimited, Grand Prix, offshore, and then possibly tunnel boats. And then you're going to go to Madison, and you got Unlimiteds, Grand Prix, 350s, Jersey Speed Skiffs, 2.5 stocks, Dustin Lynch and Randy Hauser. Like, come on. And then you got all those phenomenal restaurants, and like, it's a cool place.
Steve David will be there. That's what he announced on Chasin Tails.
Steve David
will be back.
Steve David.
I mean, maybe even Jimmy Shane. Never know. That town.
That's it. That's it. We get Andrew Tate, Jimmy Shane, Stephen David, a foot race.
Yep. Oh, so Mike just sent me that it is official. It's somewhere on Facebook that those offshore boats are going to Gunnersville.
Nice.
Bobby. Gunners.
Yeah, thank you, God. No one's yelled at him yet. And
we've been telling him. We've been telling him since
every
the first episode of Chasin Tails.
Every episode, dude.
Somebody was asking back to the 2.5 motors of if there's ever been another motor. Only the 2000 back in the day. 2300 came in 40 years ago, and
there is still a boat that runs it.
The dirt, yeah, exactly. The 2000 that is, and the Duratec nonchalantly passed like 10 years ago, but it was 2 years too late. It's after 2.5 stocks became 2.5 mods with the aluminum head. So
I was just asked by a IRC member, what do I think about the Duratec? One, I don't think the Duratec was taken seriously. I think it's a good engine. I think it might need a little bit of an update for it to catch some traction. But the IRC would need to pass that. I think it's a good option.
You know what the funny thing is? I think I just threw away the stack of papers I had on that one. And the IRC's biggest push against that back then, and I don't remember who was on it, was that Willard Wilson's been working on this. So he's going to come out and just dominate the class because he knows everything about it. I was like, well, whose fault's that? Like, he put it public knowledge that he was trying this. And then that just made Willard give up on it. And then Conrad luckily picked up the slack and made it work. And it's a cheap option. I think if you use link management ECUs and let them kind of be tuned a little bit, maybe you'd have a cheap option, but make it in between the 2300 and the Honda, and we can have a bunch of rate classes, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's a viable option. We're trying to bring in the Honda. I'm not trying to disregard the Honda, but the Ecotech, or Duratec,
Duratec.
Duratec. I think
Ecotech was in the 2.5 mod.
Yeah. I think it's a good option. But we're also looking at the East Coast trying to keep a line with HRL, just because we do have boats that want to come down to our APBA races and support our events. And that's huge, because if you look at the inboard category lately, look at 1 liter mods, that class is almost dead. 2.5 mod is almost dead. National mod, GNH is almost dead. So we need these other boats to try to come over and support our events, because we need to put boats on the water for these fans, or we won't have any races. So
yeah, you know what I always hate is hearing like, oh, we don't need to do that, screw HRL, this. Why is there so much like animosity? Like, you're
we all got
trying
to
to
work
achieve
together.
the same goal.
It's a small world.
Yeah, if you work together, it's going to benefit. But the more you go against each other, the more it hurts.
I mean, look,
you're not
look
going to
at
ever.
GPs.
Right.
We're working together with GPs, and we made some pretty awesome races over the summer with GPA and HRL combined, and it worked.
Right.
Egos aside, it worked. So that's what everyone needs to do: put their egos aside, and let's all help each other out.
That's it. It definitely works. That's it. Obviously, the GNH class might have a resurgence since HRL decides to keep buying pro hydros, and who knows, they might not have a Grand Prix class much longer if they keep doing that kind of stuff. But
all they got
it is what it is. We'll still race Valleyfield.
Or will we?
I don't know. We'll see. Depends if Madison becomes the new Valleyfield. We just need more bleachers.
Dude, I'm telling you, Dustin Lynch is going to make it happen.
Yeah.
But so where's Kyle? He got on, disappeared.
He said his computer. He must have spilled water on his computer again.
He gone.
Maybe it's really.
What else?
All right.
Somebody said something about milling. Oh, there's one in the comments from TJ stirring things up. I said about Andrew being in Gunnersville and not Decatur. Is that for sure? With that boat being sold, is he going with the boat? I don't know.
GP71.
I heard that Vilwalk's driving the boat
Good
that
one,
Apollo
right?
just bought.
Okay.
Yeah,
but they bought.
I mean, that's a rumor. Don't shoot the messenger. That's just what I heard. It could be a rumor. It could be made up. That's what I heard. So I'm not like the sports writer at Madison. It's if I hear it, I'll say it.
Exactly.
I don't need facts.
Chasin Tails. Even Austin stirs some rumors every now and then.
I never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Every so often. Jamie McClure asks, what's the boat count for V boats in HRL?
I don't know.
3? 4? 3? 4?
Well, 4 now.
It's got to be 4. Well, they were counting Greg Isaac in there. I don't know. It's one of them deals. It's one of them deals like we talk about that you can't always agree with what the other person does, and this is probably one of those.
I mean, if they think it's going to take off, that's cool. Is the GP25 trying to be the old GP25 trying to be a V boat?
It was. It got all cut apart, decks off, capsule out. They were going to lighten it up, and then they closed the project. I guess Jengi LaBouffe was working on it. I don't know what the details of it was, but that would have been a good boat to be. If not, fix it up, bring it back out as a GP now that it's this way. Give it to somebody around GP.
Yep.
If you want to know what somebody feels on the pro hydros, we should have Mike Grandel come on. They get all fired up.
Oh, speaking of Mike Grandel, maybe he can join that class because he's got a GNH.
That's
right. I thought he was supposed to be redoing that GNH and bringing it out. Maybe he can run the pro class. Bet you it'll finish.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, Mike.
And like a lot of fans don't know it. Like they're trying to bring this out to be a cheaper option and a step between 350 and GP, but it winds up being just as expensive, if not more.
When you have a 350 engine builder selling an engine for $45,000, there is no gap anymore.
Right.
I mean, you want to run a slower class and spend just as much, or you want to run GP and
right. Yeah, it's crazy. and Billy asked if the GP challenge is going to happen again. I think they're working on it. Definitely was a great thing. Honestly, it was really great because I won it. But other than that, I mean, it was great marketing. I don't even think we've maximized the potential of it, and I think now we're starting to work with the right people. I mean, just what me and Brian Montgomery's been able to accomplish, just little things on GPA's Facebook page. Oh my God, it's blown up. We're up like 700%. He had one of the videos of Grendel's boat has almost 1 million views on it.
That's
Like
awesome.
it's just consistency, and it's tagging HRL, so we're kind of working between the two series. It's amazing to watch it work from behind
I
the
mean,
scenes.
I don't want to blow up anyone's series or try to hurt anyone's series, but I'm saying GP is the top of inboard. It should be GPs go here or here or here. It's not HRL GP GPA GP.
Right.
GPs just need to be GP. Like, don't
Well, it's like
belong to any
yep,
series.
just
Like
GP hydroplanes. That's
G,
it. And we
go
dictate.
back.
I mean, the only thing I say is if that's the case, we need and we all could come to an agreement. You need a board of directors at the top that are not owners, because we can't go back in time. The HRL thing worked, and they brought it back because they made all the decisions for us. Like I said, we didn't like them all, but they made them all. And like I said, that rules package is beautiful. The heads are cheap. Like you can build a Grand Prix engine for 25 grand and then labor. Like
and you know
it's
what?
amazing.
We can go back to what is it, the 70s and 80s, blah blah blah. It's Grand Prix International.
Yep.
Not America. League or
because GPA confuses me. I always had a low one. Great point average, Bob. I know you're still thinking.
Dude, that got me for a second. I'm like, what?
We can guess his too.
Yeah. Oh, don't get him on that IQ talk again. Ah, dang, him and Kyle. Kyle have to be on here for the IQ talk. Jeez Louise. But yeah, I mean, it was good. It goes along the same thing of what you were saying. I think last episode or one of the episodes that like focus on your core events, like the events you think have the most strength. Like obviously, you guys are going to have 2 in Michigan, 3, whatever. All right, which one of those needs to be a primo? The other ones can still happen, but let's put all our effort into this one. Have the nicest trophies at this one. Those kind of things. That's our event, and I think that's what GP needs to do too.
Yeah. I think what GP needs to get the maximum exposure is going to the bigger races, going to the bigger crowds, the bigger races, bigger events, because that's where you're going to draw your sponsors and people who will potentially want to get into the sport. I think I'm not knocking anyone's races, but I'm saying bringing a GP with a full GP team and a program to these smaller events, it costs a lot of money. And when you don't get a return from that event, it's just money out of the pocket to wear out that owner. We gotta go to these bigger events that pay. Put money in the owner's pocket, put good exposure on the water, and grow the class. Because we got to grow the class. We're GPs and their self need to worry about their own class, because GPs can die in a heartbeat, because they are very expensive to run, and there's not all right. So if you break it up in percentage, say if you go bank account through America, you could have 40% of Americans be able to afford to run 2.5 stock, 30% be able to run 350. You got like 10% being able to run GP. So you got to keep those owners happy and in the sport until you and hopefully get more along the way. And so you need to go to these bigger events. You need to go to the ones that pay. You need to go to the ones that have the best exposure and try to get more people in the class.
Build that consistency.
Austin wants to talk. Let Austin talk.
Go ahead, Augie.
No, just build that consistency. Like, I think that's one big issue we as a sport have just by nature between weather and engines and everything. We're very hard to keep on the water at all times. So when we have those certain races that people know what races are going to happen every year, just like F1, they know there's going to be the race at Silverstone, there's going to be the race in Abu Dhabi, wherever. we need those races that every year we can be like, it's going to be that weekend, that race, everyone's going to be there.
Yeah.
And the festival part of it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
I think we can't do it on our own with boat racing. You got to have. There's so many local bands around. Get a local band, but get a good one. Don't get like some banjo band. Get something good that kind of relates with people. Maybe get like a brewery. There's so many breweries around. Do like a beer release or something at a race. Like those kind of things that kind of bring a little bit more vibe to it than just boats going in circles.
And what I could be totally wrong on this. What irks me about a lot of race sites, they're like, let's have a car show at the race.
That brings all the guys that know how to tune carburetors.
Yeah, tune carburetors, but also look at their age. Is car shows are generally older guys getting mostly older guys to come look at them. You're not going to have anyone that wants to
most
go
of
racing.
them when they come to the car show at the race, they just sit by their car. They probably don't leave their car.
Yeah.
They don't come.
We
They
need
don't even come over to watch.
we need to figure out, like, all right, so yeah, we have the race event. Let's try to figure out what else can we add to these races to get the younger crowd in here, because
I
the
think
younger crowd is going to be the ones that get in the sport and keep the sport going. So
big thing I've seen at a lot of races. Sorrel had a good one. Gunnersville had a good one. A few others. Cambridge is definitely trying to work on one from what I've seen. It's like kid zones. Obviously, a lot of the younger crowd, 30 to 40, have kids. You need to give them something to do. You're not going to bring them to an event like we do. We do Dover. You go sit them in the stands. They're bored as hell. They're like, let me go down and play the arcade, or go see the trucks and all this stuff up close. So that's definitely something that's been working, I feel like, for some of these places.
Yeah. I know Bob's ready to get rid of the kids sometimes, go throw them in a kid zone, watch them racing. So
dude, they got babysitters
work.
at those things? I mean, I'll pay like $100 for like half a day.
That's it. That's it. You just leave them in a tent, like they're closed in. They get a wristband, little Apple band, whatever.
I'll have to bring a cooler. I'll be like, look, you see my son Colton, this kitty, it's nonstop. Here's all this food.
SEAL Team 6.
Now, if they had a beer tent in there too, you're sold. You got all kinds of fans coming to this race because now they can just drink at the beer tent and their kids can play on the kid stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the GP point. Obviously, if we could all race the big events, the GP challenge starts the foundation that we can build upon. That it needs to be probably 5 races. Then we can go race other races that aren't as big, if we choose to. But those 5 races are the biggest promotion. Another cool thing I love about GP is pretty much every GP team owns a smaller boat, and it seems to be trending more and more. Or you got crazy GP teams that own 3 Grand Prix, but all of them trickle down.
Crazy.
We don't just stay in our nucleus; we trickle down, and people can come and go out of GP.
With the GP challenge being such a success last year, do you guys think something like maybe bringing back the mock series? I think we've talked about it, but maybe bringing back the mock series and getting like a series and consistent set of races that happen and people are going to fight for points and maybe some money and getting some boats too.
It's again one of those things that I feel like we always kick ourselves in the teeth or ass, whatever way you want to kick yourself. But you get these things that go and have traction, and then someone's like, this isn't a good idea, or we want to charge more money to the racers for it, or we want to charge more money to the race sites for it instead of going out and working for it. Annie had the best one in all of my memory of boat racing. That was it called the Super Series, Bob? Do you remember? She had, I mean, Valvoline was a spot. I mean, we still got cases of Valvoline at the house. Like they gave you money at the end of the year.
And there's
All
also
these
the
people were
Valvoline
involved.
challenge.
Oh, was that separate?
The Valvoline challenge was separate, which that was just Valvoline on its own. But there was
she had Sunoco, right? She had Holly,
Sunoco, Manly. She had a lot of involvement, a lot of good little sponsors for the series. It was a super series, I'm 90% sure. And it was awesome.
Yeah. And think with maybe the Honda coming in, we're gonna have newer parts. We have ECU companies and stuff like that. So many more companies ready to come in and maybe support. I know we said Holly, the carburetor company. Now we're ready for ECU companies to come in and maybe support the sport.
Exactly.
It's-
They're
they're
already,
actually
where's that
sold
button
now.
already fired up about it. Yeah, you
said
forgot your
Honda.
button,
You
Austin.
said Honda. Where's
So
that
we got
button?
link management. The ECU company's already dropped. Oh, here it goes.
There we go.
Y'all should see the video I sent Hootie when we first started talking about this. I'll see if it's on my phone still. But anyway, yeah, the ECU company's already been like, hey, we want to give the racers a deal. So they went to give $300 off the ECU package. You got Y-scope pistons. You got and then the valves we're gonna have to run. You got all kinds of new stuff to play around with. And then other classes. We all run fuel, right? So try to get a deal with Sunoco or something like that. Like they love racing. They've been involved in our sport before. So we need to just bring them back. But like I said, having a series definitely helps and makes that easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, GPs at the bigger races to make the series. I don't care where you're from. Run that series and watch the class grow and sponsors grow.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
we
and
need.
us South East need to do a better job of getting West. It's a few of them went this year. Obviously, San Diego gets the most East Coast, but Tri Cities, maybe Seattle if we can ever get back there. Tri Cities just announced they're gonna have the Gold Cup. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
I know Aaron tried to call me and I kind of forgot to call him back. So he probably had some new news to give us, but no, not nudes, Bob.
Oh.
Settle down.
It's a guy named Aaron, not a girl.
Anyway, so we're gonna talk about champions.
Man,
Yeah.
that was Kyle.
Hey, I
Kyle
got
had the
Kyle.
list.
I got APBA at least.
Well, that's
All right.
what we're here talking about.
Oh wait, no, I
Oh,
got it.
oh,
I
yeah.
got it. I got HRL too.
Yeah,
Let's
they're
run
easy.
through 'em.
There's
I'm
an app
good.
for that.
I'm good.
All right. So
I
we got
want
our-
you to pronounce the novice champion.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm just apologizing now. Then it's not gonna go well. I don't even expect the other ones to go well. Everyone has heard me speak. It never.
All right,
It's
let's
very
let's go through that and
All right.
on.
So starting off with APBA in a 1.5 stock, the champion was the T1 owned by Steve Wald, driven by Haley Scarborough.
Congratulations. She's
We're just
her
doing first.
family is you know, Weber's, Bernard's, so comes from a long big history of family racing, and it's pretty cool to see her in a boat and doing good.
After that, we have the 1 liters, the Y18 owned by Jim Seckler and driven by Jeff Bernard.
Congratulations, Jeff.
The 2.5 stock was owned and driven by Kyle Davenport, the S6.
Believe that's he's
That
only
his
been
first time
racing a
winning
few
it?
years. Yeah, I
I
think
think
so.
so, yeah.
That's awesome.
It was awesome seeing him out in Hampton fighting for that. So it's awesome getting to meet him finally.
Oh, he was at
after-
Hampton. He was at Hampton. He was at Decatur. He did
Oh,
some
we know
tra-
he's
he
at
did some
Decatur,
travel.
Bob.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kyle
he knew he was
knows.
Decatur.
Your
Kyle
Facebook.
knows.
Man.
I never even got to meet him or race him at Decatur.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Following that for E350, we have the E20 owned by Justin Weymouth, driven by Kip Brown.
Congratulations, Kip. You still got it, bud.
Yeah, I didn't think that one was going
You
with
would
that
think he'd have
joke.
a neck on the competition.
Damn. Damn. The 2.5 liter modified was the A11 driven by both Marissa and Marina Bartels.
Congratulations.
Glad to see a true 2.5 mod win that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a little it's a sister duo there going out and winning a championship. That's pretty cool.
Hell
That's
yeah.
exciting.
That's awesome.
The national modified was won by Alex Manga, then NM8 or E8. Awesome seeing him go out as a rookie.
Congratulations, Alex, as a rookie.
Yeah, winning,
Very cool.
winning some national, winning a national title. It's pretty
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
He comes he's got a snowmobile racing history background and dirt bike
Dirt
racing
bikes.
history, and he's been a lot involved in a lot of sports. So, and I know it's been a long time dream of his to jump over to inboard, and he finally made the leap, and he bought Wheeler and Tom Baker's old 5 liter. So it's pretty cool to see someone new getting in the sport, and he's enjoying it. He's liking the hell out of it. So that's
He's
pretty
got
cool.
ideas too, coming from. I know we've talked quite a bit about it. Him coming from the snowmobiling and dirt biking, he has a lot of ideas of stuff they kind of did, marketing, and one thing he did a lot was coaching kids doing the dirt biking. So
Yeah,
he's
I
kind
think
of
he still does that.
yeah. So he has some ideas of maybe some stuff we could do with that. I don't know if it'd be pretty cool having him on at some point. And
Yeah, that's cool. And he went through the APBA driving school, right?
yep, after
That's
he bought a boat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
a
It's
little
definitely the
backwards.
right way to do it. For
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's something else I want to touch on this the whole rental program. There's a couple things I've seen on Facebook. I gotta kind of call out, but let's keep going with the champions.
All right. Following that, we have the Jersey Speed Skiffs. Was won
Brandon
by-
Kennedy.
Jesus.
Just dig my
Is
hole.
throwing darts.
Darts, they gonna stick.
This-
Hey, I
the
got a
J-
skiff trophy somewhere.
yeah. The 991, owned by Big Billy Sewell, driven by Lil Billy, and ridden by Dustin Bradley.
Congratulations, guys. I think is that a back-to-back championship?
Skipped 1 year.
Oh, it skipped one. Oh, that's they blew their engine and they didn't come out much last year. But congratulations, guys. That's pretty cool. Skiffs is one of those pretty much a spec class.
Series.
Spec halls. It's the series, and it is very competitive, and it's pretty cool to watch. Skiffs are near and dear to my heart. They're pretty cool to watch. I don't know if we said, but I don't know if last episode Jim Bertola passed away.
Yeah.
Longtime skiff racer out of Florida. Super great guy. So
A lot of the boats out there. This national championship boat was built by Jim.
Yep, built by
Or
him.
his
So
mold, too.
condolences to the family. He's a great guy, good competitor, and put some really fast boats on the water.
That man was always laughing, always smiling.
Always
I don't think I
smiling,
ever
always happy.
saw him without a smile.
Yeah. So no, that's a little rough. Losing someone like him, but but his boats will be racing for many years, keeping his memory alive. So that's pretty cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, the flying high molds are actually at a Britt Lily's shop, getting a boat popped out of it by one of the world famous offshore builders. So that's pretty cool.
Does that mean what's his name?
Travis Pastrana.
Travis Pastrana going to get in
Maybe.
skiffs?
Yeah,
That'd be pretty wild.
100% he'll one up me. So
We'll
he'll
already tell him, Travis, a skiff
He's
has
going for
already
7
went
rolls.
backwards.
Yeah,
Skip has already went backwards. He's like, I'm going for the double.
Yep.
Oh God. So after that, we got Sportsman Entry, was won by Travis Olsch in the SE 900. Olish. Sorry. After that, we got Sportsman Advanced, won by Dustin Daly in the SA 40.
Also,
That's pretty
into
cool.
The Hall of Champions.
Did he?
First time. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Who did?
That's awesome.
Dustin Daly
Dustin?
got inducted into the
Well,
Hall of Champions.
that's awesome. I mean, how many times has his dad's been in the Hall of Champions? And
A lot, yeah. Fair
his
amount.
dad is completely dominated flat bottoms since I was born. So
It's a long time. Don't age.
yeah,
Duff
that's
doesn't age.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So congrats to Dustin, and I'm sure he's going to keep doing it for many years like his dad. All right.
Okay,
awesome.
Austin.
Are we doing K Racing Runabout Comp Jet?
Nah, there ain't none
Okay,
of those
yeah,
boats.
I was like, why are these on here?
It's
all right,
not
so-
podcast.
Yeah, after
GP.
that,
Grand Prix.
hold up.
Come
We have two-
on.
Hey, I'm getting there. Fight me.
Jesus.
We have Cracker
I was-
Box. Don't forget.
What is that?
We have the
A box?
P24 by Leo Tidwell, writer Harry Waters.
Oh,
That's
cool.
probably wrong, but I can't read my mom's handwriting. It's
Yeah,
bad.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That's-
Where are they out at? Where They run mainly
California,
California,
ain't they?
right?
Yeah. I remember they towed to Waterford one year. It was pretty cool. Just see something different.
That
Yeah.
was
We
cool.
talk about all the time.
So for APBA Grand Prix, GPA, we had the GP10 owned by Brian Richards and driven by Kevin Ekrit.
Congratulations, guys. That's pretty cool. Those, they just bought that boat. They came out with it, and I think maybe one DNF. I'm not one or two DNFs, but they were mainly consistent all year, just chipping away at it, and that's what it takes. And they did a good job. And talking to Mr. Richards, sounds like they're trying to run all three boats as many races as possible next year.
Yeah.
So that'll be pretty cool.
That's what I call 100% commitment to the class.
That was what I call 100% crazy.
Yeah. I was
For
trying
real.
to say it in a polite way.
But I mean, more power to him. I mean, that is a huge boost to the class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
while we're on the subject of Brian Richards, I mean, he's the one stepping up, putting both Brian Montgomery and myself in a place to where we can promote the class more. We can work on the GPA stuff. Started the website. We're just putting a lot of different things in place. I mean, he spearheaded that thing. He didn't go to the board and be like, "Hey, can we do this?" And he might in the long run. Obviously, GPA should help out with some of the stuff. But I mean, he was like, "Look, I love this class. I want to see it do well. We have a ton of traction right now. We had a lot of good heats that we need to just get them out there, and we're building upon it. It's easier to sell something that is built than to try to market something that you want to build. So build it first, and then we'll get sponsors to roll in. I think is the theory.
so
There was a way cooler statement I was going for there, but I couldn't find it in my head.
a comment in the comment section. Unfortunately, Dustin Daly was sent to Japan for a couple years. He does serve our country. I believe he's a Marine, so that stinks that he won't be able to participate and try to back up his championship. But I'd like to thank him for his service to our country. And
I wonder if he could get on Chasin Tails
good.
with some guns in his hands. And
or just
maybe.
do it live from Japan. I mean,
Yeah.
get him
Yeah.
to interview
cool.
random people.
Yes. Yeah. We're gonna have to work on that. We'll be in the
That'd be
trenches on
interesting.
that.
In the trenches. All right. So on the HRL.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, buddy. You're
All
rolling
right.
with this. You just
All
let's
right.
speed it up a bit. Come on.
All right. We're gonna butcher it. Medic Gilead.
Hey, man, I think you said it real good. I mean,
It's
good.
the
Better than me.
N66 Thunderbolt. Congrats.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Sorry
whole
for your
class-
name.
That's all right. That whole class is just incredible. The growth it's had, and obviously bridging the gap that we haven't had in that area of Canada or in with the inboard. I think it's nice to have it to now they can jump out of that and jump into a 2.5 stock or whatever. It's great. 17 boats registered for next year. That's incredible.
It's getting kids
Bobby's one of
involved.
them.
You better build my spots and strong.
I got you. Big
Um,
ones.
But it's
Metal.
pretty cool because you have all these kids who, especially up in that region, who love boat racing, and then now they get to go jump in a J stock and go run on the same water that we do every weekend. So it's pretty cool. I like it, and hats off to HRL for getting that whole that series going for the kids.
Yeah.
And obviously, what's it? Black Sheep Racing. What's his name? It'll come to me eventually. Obviously, he did all the sponsons and the kits. I think it's like $1,500 for a kit. Put the boat together, like JW Myers. Like that's incredible that he could spearhead it. Obviously, he's built outboards his whole life, so that he took the time and made it work. And look at where it came. Kind of like we're saying, you build it. The right ideals grow into good things. All right, on the 2.5 stock. Let me guess. Where's that sound at, dude?
We got the S2 Jacob Haynes ripping the Honda to victory. He was definitely fast from the start and kind of just kept on running the whole year with it. So
yeah, he started out fast, and then it's amazing how everybody caught up to him at the end. Like Matisse was there, you guys were there, a couple of the others. Derek Anderson even squeaked out something. Like it's just cool. And then Remy, that class was strong at the end, and I hope everyone can come out as strong next year.
Definitely.
Bobby's smiling.
I was just reading the chat.
Okay. Don't read no text messages. Where's Kyle Bipes at? He had one of them Miss Madison meetings. He ain't in the comments.
He's hanging out with Dustin Lynch.
And we got the Formula 2500 winner.
To the Formula 2500, Eddie Canfouche, owned by Don Less. Go. Another Honda.
Congratulations, guys.
For the Jersey Speed Skiffs, we have Jimmy Stewart and Pegawancio in the JS10.
Yippin' and yimmy.
Yep.
Yippin', yep.
Yumpin' Yiminy.
Yippin'.
Yep.
I've been behind it enough. I think I know.
Yeah, I done read them numbers.
Yeah, I know it. An H350, we have Fred Coutier.
Yeah,
I think I said it right.
Good job. What a great
Learning.
time
Woo.
stepping into a 350 for the first time, winning a championship. Pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
That boat's got a roll cage in it, by the way. I want to start that drama again.
Who does?
Fred's boat. It's one of the only H350s with a chromoly cage besides Paul Barber's. Obviously, it works all right.
Yeah.
We're not going down that path this episode, folks.
Yeah,
Next
we'll
one.
save it
past
for the
that.
next.
We'll save that for next year. Save that for next year.
Following up, we
Oh wait, there wasn't.
Oh, it's
Okay, Grand
sideways.
Prix.
I get there is one.
Is there?
Jay Whitehair.
No, I don't think so. He only ran one race. It had to be Dominic. Dominic must have.
Yep.
If they counted one.
In the V109. So Grand Prix, we have the GP 577 Ken Lupton.
Congratulations, guys, all the way from New Zealand, coming over to win a championship. It's pretty cool. Just don't give up on your dream. You got to keep coming back. You got to make sure you guys try to lock in that Valleyfield win before you stop coming over.
Yeah, right.
But you guys, it was pretty cool to see. You know, the previous year Lupton's had tremendous engine issues and reliability issues, and then they came out swinging in 2024 and didn't have virtually any breakdowns. Not that I know of. They might broke if anything one, but I mean that is
Sorrel.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. So hats off to them. Obviously, they got that turned around, and they're pretty fast.
And they're already back racing.
And now we get to watch them race down there in New Zealand.
Practice their starts.
Practicing their starts.
As much practice as he can.
Their first race, because it was a clock start. And I couldn't tell. I'm like, are these guys super early or is Ken just super late? I have no clue.
That's why they called Andrew down to
get
him in line with them.
Yeah. That's one thing he will do. He will nail the start.
Yeah.
Their round 2's coming up here at the end of this month, starting next month.
Is Andrew racing at the round 2?
Yes, round 2 and round 3, I believe.
And Huey, stay out of that. Jesus. Like, sometimes Huey, sometimes you just got to put the mute button on there, bud.
I just want to know if he's going to Gearbox next year. That was an encrypted message there today. I'm like, oh, he's talking about Gearbox. I bet 71 has a Gearbox.
He's talking about Gearbox, but he's also talking about how this old boats, blah, blah, blah. Huey, your boat's old.
Right.
Come on, man.
Did I see that Ken Lupton thought we were building a new boat when
Jack did.
the Huey's fly in the boat?
We are building a new boat. He don't need to know we're not.
There's a new boat being built.
He's been no.
I
see what he's doing.
There is one more on the paper. The Grand Prix Challenge was won by the GP35.
Hey, I did something right.
Congratulations, Brandon
Thompson with Brandon driving.
That's the only reason the challenge was good is because I won it. Otherwise, I'd say never do it again.
No, the challenge was awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. It brings all these powerhouses together to be able to run under one race, and it's pretty cool. Because
definitely gave us a lot of talk about.
Because you can't really have one big race, say everyone come to this race and winner take all. You can have a bad start, you can have a bad day, a bad weekend that weekend. At least this challenge, it was spread over 3 different weekends. So it was cool.
On the way the schedule works out this year, it's possible that obviously all 3 won't be back to back. And And yeah, I definitely think a West Coast swing has to be in there. I mean, gotta give
That
love
would
to
be
them
cool.
guys. Tri Cities, San Diego, one of them. Maybe ended in San Diego. Obviously, they want to build that up. Maybe can go down to a 1.25 mile course, so the competition's a little better. But we'll see, man. There's a lot on the horizon in 2025. It's going to be exciting. Lot of new drivers. One I would say I'm excited to see race, and HRL is Armstrong's kid, Bennett. He's going to be good. Watching him in like a pack on, whoo, boy, got no fear. And Steve just sent me a video of him and his brother running around, and his brother was like, "I'm daddy," and Bennett I think was me, or I might have got him mixed up. And Bennett ran him down just like I used to in the T-boat back in the day. He said, "Man, this is bad memories."
Oh, Emily Dowse said there will be 5 Pro V boats in HRL in 2025.
Okay.
So that's cool because like at first I thought it was like 3, maybe 4, but 5. You know that hopefully it builds a little bit of traction and starts taking off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's definitely some still sitting down in the U.S. in garages, probably up in Canada for.
Yeah, I
Some
don't know
old,
if it was breaking news, but Billy Noonan put on there. I'm gonna call him out so I don't get in trouble for it. That Patrick Sankeur is the one that bought Kreitzer's GNH.
Oh,
Okay.
So
did
there's
he?
another one that can mix up. As long as they got a Type 4 capsule, they can go
All
mix
right,
in up there.
so I'll put it out there. What's he going to do with the GP he just bought?
I don't know. Man,
Which one?
these people, what? Is this kind of like with that other guy up there in Michigan with the 7 Unlimiteds? You just get them and you just kind of hold them in your
Bardish?
shop. Yeah.
Bardish, just put them in your
Like
shop and not
these
run
are
them?
cool things. I'm gonna dust them off every couple of days.
Because Sankeur has Tommy Thompson's GP.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
so now he just bought a GNH. Maybe he bought it because he needed a trailer and he knew that GNH trailer would hold a GP.
It's actually
Maybe.
fairly.
That could
Actually,
be.
is a possibility.
That's a pretty good logical thought you had there, Bob. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Yeah.
What a dick.
But I think obviously looking forward to 2025. Looks like since we have to spearhead a lot in this sport and we got the traction, I think maybe we need to start looking at a series, how we can bring one back. What happened to that? Wasn't there was like an inboard pro series or something?
Yeah, the Pro
I don't
Series didn't
know.
really.
I probably
gain a lot
still
of
got all the
traction.
documents. I think you were involved. I know John Shaw was involved. We were going to
Yeah,
do the
with and
Dro Pro.
Fitzgerald too.
We were gonna. We did
Oh,
it. We were
the
gonna
Pro
spearhead it.
Series.
Inboard Pro Challenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We probably got bored and went off partying. But now we have a little bit more maturity.
No, we
that
don't.
we can we can get that program going.
Program.
I watch too much Pat McAfee. About to take my shirt off.
I think your wife's gonna come down and beat you for your speech.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Um,
How y'all say what's March Madness? What
March
kind of thing is that?
Madness.
it's basketball,
And a
isn't it?
Yeah, what
basketball
is it?
event?
Starts
I
with a
don't-
T.
I don't watch
How
it.
do you say that word that starts
Tournament.
with a T? All right.
Tournament.
Tournament.
Yeah, I call it tournament. And then Carson's like, no, it's tour.
Oh.
I'm like, no.
Tournament.
Like, no, tournament. Come on.
And
And she
what
asked
was
her other friend that does speech therapy at the same place as her. She asked, and she's like, yeah, it's
Off my
tournament.
foot.
I'm like, ha, see,
What-
I'm right. It's Delaware.
what do your
name,
kids?
vernacular.
What do your kids draw with?
Crayon. I've
Crown.
learned to say that one right. I used to
There you
always say
go.
crown.
I say crown. Crown.
All right,
We had that
well,
whole talk at Mickey's last time we were out.
All right,
Crabs,
so there's
Mickey's.
hold
or
on.
whatever the
Oh
crab
yeah,
place is out
Mick's
there.
Crab House. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's
All right,
another
we're
thing
told,
I want to.
told to get serious in the comments. Let's get
There's
serious.
another thing I want to touch on. Brandon was talking about a rental boat program,
That's my son pump.
and
I'm
there
about to float up in here.
and there's been comments. Well, who would want to race against someone who hasn't been in a boat before? I don't
That's what
know.
you
How
guys
do
did
you
last
start?
year.
How do
Yeah.
you start? I mean, besides the driving school hasn't been around forever, and I can tell you, everyone doesn't go through the driving school. I haven't been
Right.
through
I
driving
didn't.
school. Brandon, did you go through driving school?
Nah.
I don't know. I guess everyone. What did everyone just like park their boats because you were a rookie out in the water?
You know what driving school I went through? I went through the T-boats with professional drivers that were driving unlimiteds.
No.
That was my driving school. Jimmy Shane.
Oh, I thought it was Stephen David.
Steve David. Oh, he just got out right before I started.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's it. Our rules are a dunk test and you go pay your
Yeah.
APBA dues. That's all they care about.
Yep.
Your money and
Eight
So
heats on the outside, and
I just wanted to point out, you can put a rookie in a boat, go out in there and water. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
yeah,
there's
I
rookie
think
rules for a reason.
Yeah.
I literally think this deal, if we can get this Honda through, or even if it's next year, whatever they decide, I think it's going to be this year because it's got so much traction. I think there's a boat out there we got our eyes on. We could probably have this thing in place by Edgewood and have some rules set to it. I don't know how you do insurance, but we'll figure that out. It's not on our insurance. You wreck my boat. Sorry, you better swim out. But
Do
yeah,
the
we might
rental
need
boat.
investors though. Mike Grindell, this sounds like a good program for you to invest in. I got a good deal for you.
I like it.
And Ronnie said the GP35 and the S35 are not for rent, maybe for sale.
No,
Everything's for
Ronnie,
sale
the
with that car
skiff,
so far.
the skiff
Hey,
is for sale, but
Skiff's for sale.
but we're
To
going to
buy
trade
a
it.
Texas Tri-Haul.
No, we're trading
To
it
buy
for
the
a Texas Tri-Haul.
Heck yeah. Yes, we are. He wasn't on.
three.
I'll send you that video, Ronnie.
Actually,
We
that
had
skiff is
3
probably
Texas
worth
Tri-Hauls.
3 or 4 Texas Tri-Hauls, so we can just
We have a
just
whole fleet of
trade
them.
it for a whole fleet and start the class.
That's it. I always
The-
said this to H-Rail back
The
in the day.
Madison Tri-Hauls.
We have so many races that
Gotta
get
go.
blown out that we need something. They have these little wave runner like jet
serious.
ski boats where you got the steering wheels now. They're like $3,500. Bring them on a flatbed. And if it's too rough for the hydroplanes, you get all these guys out there being dumber than a bag of rocks. It'd be so much fun. Remember the mouse boats across the
I
Detroit
was
River?
just about to say, that was ridiculous. Submarining them in 3-foot waves.
Yeah, that was not. I
Well,
think
hey,
that was again. I
ca-
think the Unlimiteds were blown out, and they're like, "Hey, take these little 10-foot boats from Belle Isle over to the Unlimited pits." And yeah, that was nonsense.
Yeah, let's give it to a bunch of racers who half of them been drinking already.
Maybe that's why that program died.
The funny thing is, Hootie's just sitting there, like just cruising along, like going like 2 miles an hour, and everyone's just ripping around him, splashing him. Oh, it was great.
Drinking his macchiato.
Macchiato.
So Mike Grindell, you're gonna invest. He said he's with you, Ronnie. All right, we got 2 investors for the rental boat signed up. It's official on Chasin Tails.
Oh, I thought we were
Guys
talking
can't
about
back
Texas
out now.
Tri-Haul.
Trials. Oh, maybe that's what he's talking about.
I know Timmy Collins says he'd like to get something going, so maybe we can get him board to jump in on board.
Yeah, I think it's easy.
Or
too,
maybe
like,
he wants to do it himself. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. A lot of people in this racing have businesses, but not that we need to tie into those businesses, but they know people, they know other connections, and that's where it starts. And I think we listened to Steve David. What he said is, don't ask the races for any more money. They're putting in every dime they can. They're putting on the program for us to race on. Let's try to find it, whatever. Even if you do this first year that like, hey, we got this platform. We got great people involved like Brian Montgomery and us and all these people that are seeing the social media platform for what it is, that we can build upon this, but we need something to build. We can't build a 30 race series and promote everyone. So I think we'll work on that over Christmas break.
I mean, we need to push getting new people involved. So anyone who's watching, if you haven't been in a race boat and you want to, I'm sure there's a link or information on the APBA website for the APBA driving school in the spring. Sign up for that. That's a great way to get behind the wheel, get some experience, and see if you like it or not. It is I'm not saying it's a slow boat. I'm not saying it's the fastest boat, but it's enough to get you on the water and going pretty quick and get the feeling for it to see if you like it. So check out the driving school boat. I recommend it. I think Tony Black and heads that up with Tom Newman,
Scott Anderson,
and Scott Anderson. They'll sit you down, give you a little class, run through all the ins and outs of the boat with you, and then put you on the water to go turn some laps. So that's pretty cool because other than that, there's really no way to get in a boat and experience it unless you do that. And then, so that's pretty cool. And that's also why we want to get the rental boat going too, or, to try to get people in to experience it, and then hopefully get out of that rental boat and say, I want to go buy one. But
Yeah.
but
So I
not
just
trying
dropped.
to with the rental
I
boats,
just
not trying to throw shade on the driving school. Driving school
right.
has its purpose and it works.
That's a good starter. I mean, that could be where we have to funnel them in. Maybe we say, all right, hey, if you don't have any racing experience, you got to go through this driving school. Fly out there, do that. If you have racing experience, maybe you can jump right in the rental boat. I just dropped the link to the APB Hydro Experience, they call it, in the comments here. Looks like Kyle Bipes is awake, and looks like maybe he'll be an investor for this rental boat. So he didn't say, but I said it
So
for him.
maybe people who
Austin's
do
checking.
I
maybe
definitely
people
was.
who do the driving school says I want to experience it on the race course with other boats before I actually go make this big investment. So they can come rent the boat for a weekend and go out there on a race course with other boats and get that experience. And then
Yeah.
hopefully they get out and say, yeah, let's do this. Let's go buy a 2.5 or a 350.
Or the program grows and we just have rental boats.
Yeah.
Um, I I've never understood it. Obviously, we've always owned our own stuff. Loved to tinker. My grandpa owned his car, but like, there's so many guys that like they're lawyers, they're doctors, or just a mechanic or whatever. Like all these different people that'll just come and rent a car, race for the weekend, and leave. Like no maintenance, nothing. It's $4 grand a weekend for like a spec racer Ford. So that's probably a little higher than we would be, but I don't see why the program couldn't build. If you do it right, get the right kind of boats involved. You can't just throw them. The rental boat program would have to be pretty competitive boats, in my mind. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
People aren't going to
I
drop
mean,
money to not be competitive,
no.
probably, unless they're just trying it out. But like, if it gets to that point, and I just don't see why not. Like, it's something that could be potential. It's just a pretty big investment. But we got some used boats out there. Get us started. We'll get Burr Henderson behind it to build a couple raffle boats and for sale boats, stuff that we've seen work, and we want to get this thing back on
So
track.
yeah, so our listeners, I'd like you to drop in the comment section or message us if you would like, if you like the idea of the rental boat, if you would like to see a raffle boat to where you can buy a 30 $40 ticket to have a chance to win a brand new 2.5 stock, or what else? We have the rental boat, and then what else were we thinking?
For sale boat,
For sale boat, or possibly if, a for sale
where we
boat to
build
where
it, run it until it sells. It's
build it
a
and run it
race
to cells.
ready,
Not saying we'd run
competitive
it.
boat.
We could find someone who wants to race, but yeah,
Yeah,
just put someone else in the boat
just,
and then run the program.
yep.
But yeah, let us know about those things. We want to know. We want to see what we should move forward with to try to get going. What are you laughing about?
The Vipes is back.
Oh,
But yeah,
fuck.
yeah. I mean, that definitely dropped comment on that stuff, and then this inboard challenge, whatever we can call it, Chasin Tails challenge. We'll take the steerhead and name it ourselves. But what you think of that? As obviously, there's a lot of racers listening that you already have boats, you're racing, you're enjoying it. How could we not monetize? Obviously, monetize is the long term goal, but short term, what would you like to see to make it a series you'd want to go to? Say, if we called it an East Coast series, King Edgewood or Cambridge, and then up to Hillsboro or Caesars Creek and Mott Lake, like Lake Pacon. What kind of races? What would make you want to travel? Is it the exposure? Is it a badass pit party? Like what would make you want to travel to a Chasing Tails inboard challenge series
Right.
than
Um.
that naming rights?
So I was thinking about what boat could we get to do this rental boat thing.
You're not
We
allowed to
were just
talk that. Somebody might try to buy it out from under us.
we were just talking about that boat, the one that Bert used to drive, 2.5.
Yeah, where'd that thing go? I have no clue.
Bert probably knows how to get a hold of the guy. Let's give him a call and see if he
Yeah,
wants to work a deal. Or be
yeah,
like, we'll run it for sale boat. And when it
right,
sells, we'll get you the money.
right.
We can do anything here.
Yeah, there's a few
Chasing
out there
tails.
that you can make work. Um, just to get it started, get it off the ground. That's the biggest thing. Get something off the ground.
Yeah, we got to do something to get more participation in board racing. Let's grow the 2.5 and 350 class. Sorry, 1 liter mods and 2.5 mods.
Hey, they
Second,
again,
no, two.
you gotta give kudos to them. They laid the platform back in 2004 or five. They did this, and it worked.
Yeah.
And that class was thriving.
Yeah, one
So,
one liter mods
recently.
was doing
And
awesome.
It was thriving for 10, 15 years, probably.
I don't know where all those 1 liter mods went though.
Right.
Vanished. It's crazy. Why? But why? Cost of
Yeah.
engines or something?
Maybe.
I don't.
Just
Probably.
things change over time, you know.
I guess.
You never know.
No one wants to get that down and dirty.
Yeah,
anymore,
Dane
engines.
DeWeese won the first for sale boat. That was the first 2.5 I drove. Or the raffle boat, I mean.
Yeah,
Caught
Deweese.
it winning ticket.
Deweese did win the raffle boat. Yeah. That boat is in Canada somewhere now.
Eddie, we need to find out where that boat's at. I'm trying to think, and I don't even know where it went after that one.
I know they don't
God,
still
this
have
just
it.
looks like a frozen.
Oh
Screen
wait,
Bobby
wait!
thing,
They
and
turned it
there's
white.
Smoke rolling.
They
out of his
painted
head.
it white. They painted it white. It came to S216, and
Yep.
then he sold it to.
Oh, yeah. What's his name? The guy that Grindel was partnered up with in the GP.
In partnership with the GP.
That helped him, Warren Wilhelm.
Wilhelm, yeah.
So that's the S50 now.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Hey,
So,
we
yeah.
did it. We
Yeah.
didn't need you.
We
Eddie.
don't need Eddie.
Get out of here. We just
Useless
need Bobby
now.
to have some smoke out of his head.
Fucking useless now.
He probably would have answered that really, really, really goddamn fast.
He probably
Since
would have.
it's
He said, "Let me
His
check my sheet."
team's boat.
But Eddie
Yeah, that's
doesn't
my
know
boat.
all this. He messages a
Yeah.
whole bunch of people to get all this information. I just use my brain power.
I think that
Yeah,
one
we
he might
did.
have known.
I'm done for the night.
Done.
Done.
Yeah, it's
Done.
about bedtime.
Yeah, we did set a time limit on this one. We said we're gonna be done by 9:00, and you see what happens when you get 3 ding dongs up here talking. We just keep going round and round in circles. No wonder.
Can you
we're good at
imagine if
boat
we had
racing.
4?
Yeah, he's still talking to himself.
Ronnie, I'm going to be racing. I'm not renting hydros. I'll let Brandon take care of that.
Hey man, the Honda is turnkey and go. You don't have to do no maintenance on it. Just put a propeller on that boat and let her run. That's what I've seen all summer in HRL.
Unless you
Yeah.
fired me, then I'm going to be renting a boat to run it.
Yeah, Kyle Bipes is
Breaking
gonna fund the
news.
project, but Kyle Bipes, Mike Grindel, they're gonna fund the project. Mike's gonna buy enough shirts off of Kyle that'll pay for his half.
It's all
All
those
happening.
cheetah print ones.
Them cheetah ones, 100%. Wild on the beach. So
Yeah.
we got
Think
anything
that's
else?
it.
Burning topics. Start of the year, we got some cool guests coming on. Obviously, talking about this driving school thing, we might as well get Tony Black on. We'll get him scheduled up.
That'd be cool.
I don't know if Huey Newport can work a computer, but maybe we should get him on. I got a little
Man.
Just
post
one of
coming
his
out.
flies.
You got to give me a mute button.
Gonna have a
You
post
have one.
coming
You
out.
always hit it.
Well, for him, not me.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have a post coming out on GPA sometime tomorrow. I believe that's gonna go over some of his history. That man's been racing Grand Prix class for 50 years. He's had 12 GP boats with 14 different drivers. Mark Perry gave me a bunch of info. Listed out all the boats. It's pretty cool. The history. I mean, you want to talk to somebody who knows Grand Prix, that's him.
How do you
But-
go through that many drivers?
Man, you fire him.
Fire.
You saw Jantheret. He got one. He didn't even get heat tested.
Well, it's kind of well. Grandel's probably been through more than 14.
Oh, Grindel, that 2.5, man. You had to use a raincoat to get in that 2.5 so you didn't get no disease. The amount of
Man.
different drivers' butts that were in that thing. Maybe he was running a rental program and we didn't know it. Maybe he forefronted this thing.
What's that?
All the people in Grindel's 2.5. Maybe he was running a rental program. Just
He
told nobody.
probably was.
He's like, I'm gonna get all these people in it.
It was
I didn't
just
rent
like a
anything.
driving school for like top
I drove it.
drivers.
I drove it first, and it was set up for like a 6-foot driver. That was very, very hard to drive tiptoes.
What was that? Greenwood Lake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't run a heat like this, man.
Worse than trying to drive the 2.5 this year.
Yeah, that was fingertip drive. I could reach the pedals, but I was driving with my fingertips. Then it went in the rudder flutter. I'm like, I can't control it.
Yeah.
And Kyle Bipes wants one more question to be asked before we wrap it up. Have you figured out how to hook up a drain yet, Bobby?
Nope. Nope.
Did someone forget to hook something up before he left?
Man.
That's pretty good.
That is, it's Bobby for you. At
That's
the end of
pretty
the
good.
day, he
Yeah.
probably got on the phone talking about the Honda and for
I told you, no phone calls when I'm working.
yeah. Stuff's
Short
supposed to be all
attention
silent.
span.
That's why you don't call people.
That's awesome. But yep, we send a 2024. We hope you guys have enjoyed Chasin Tails. Definitely drop us like comments, stuff like that. Keep us going, keep us motivated. You know, our wives don't pick us up, so you guys got to do it for us. And we'll be back in 2025 for some great episodes, and we'll keep you going until the race season. Till then, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. All right, check that it's ended.